Back to Blast Guys Reviews. In this review, we take a look at Joytoy Warhammer 40k, the Black Templars, Emperor's Champion, Bayard's Revenge. This is the second Emperor's Champion received by Joytoy for the Black Templars. These are 1/18 scale figures and recommended for dog collectors at least 15 years and older. For you package collectors, here is the box. Looks pretty nice. Love the dramatic pose of the figure on the packaging. Here we have the back of the box, product statements, a close-up of the figure, and a small product image, the back, close-up of the head sculpt, chest area, all the accessories, and a larger product imaging that you get with this figure, which is looks a good bit, so that's cool. Here we have the side of the box, other side of the box, top of the box, bottom of the box. And here's our figure outside the packaging, and he looks pretty awesome. What's really cool about the Black Templars Emperor's Champion is how you become an Emperor's Champion. To become an Emperor's Champion is no matter of training, but rather a sacred calling that most Black Templars aspire to, but few ever achieve. For to be chosen to serve as an Emperor's Champion is to be chosen by the Emperor himself. Becoming the Emperor's Champion is a singular honor, and few Space Marines attain that status more than once in their lives. So becoming an Emperor's Champion is an honor for the Black Templars members. And Bayard's looks fantastic. Let's go ahead and start taking a look at this figure because he looks so cool. I'm so excited to actually have him in my collection. Here is the unhelmeted head sculpt. He has a frown. He looks pretty mean. He has a scar across his face, and it's pretty dug into the sculpt. Yeah, it's definitely a crevice there. Looks really cool. And I think these are called laurels on his head. So here's this gold laurel. The back part of the helmet, it has some paint with the silver there, the gold laurel on top of his head, then he has the white there in his center. His head does rotate 360, and then we have this cylinder and square there done in gunmetal on his side. He can look up and not too much down, a little bit. Then we have the side to side. I guess it's kind of stuck a little bit. Pretty cool. The overall pauldrons are really nice. They're sculpted 3D. Pretty cool. You can see the different layers. We have the white, then we have the sculpted black cross with this iron skull, the gold iron skull, and crossbones. And we have this silver plate that says hate on it, which is awesome. Though his chest armor here is basic, there's no skulls, no insignias or anything on his chest. It just has these little silver dots. That gives it definitely a unique look versus your other Space Marines. Got this very cool plate here. Now again, this is not painted. They went out of their way on this figure and sculpted in this reef and this sword with the plate. There's actually a chunk missing out of it right there. That's actually cut out. A couple of those silver dots throughout. Same for the other pauldron, sculpted cross and skull and bones. Pretty nice. With the white and some wash here around the edges of like the black, like a very light black. The back does support some silver here, a ring, a couple tubes or hoses. Pretty nice. The arms have the gauntlets with these silver studs on them. Nothing too fancy there. On both arms, it looks good. Now the arms do rotate all around 360. It's not too much on the up because of the pauldrons. The pauldrons do move, decently, I guess. A little less because of this plate here. There's a bicep cut 360. Double jointed elbows. Hands go up and down, side to side, all around, and anywhere in between that you would like. Very nice design for the arms. Seems to be very fluent on my figure. That's pretty cool. For the chest, he can bend over pretty good. back some. You're going to get a little bit gappish there if you go too far. 360 waist swivel. Looks good. So his belt has a bunch of accessories on it, and on top of all the other accessories you get inside the packaging, he does come with a lot, and so that's definitely justifies his average $60 price tag. Nice belt buckle, the cross on it, and then we have a grenade, the black basically, and then he painted with silver with some wash over top of that. Pretty cool. The cylinder there with the silver dot, brown belt all the way around. We have a gun case with a pistol handle that's sculpted in. You might have heard a little drop earlier. This is what fell off. It's a little black case. I bumped it with my hand, and see, all this stuff is removable, but it pegs on his belt. And then he has this piece here, gold with the silver chamber. Do we have a wall slide decal here? This is the only really wall slide detail on the figure, on this thigh pad. There's nothing on this one. Disney has this PVC piece from his lower chest down to this piece is hanging. Pretty flexible. A little silver there, a couple dots throughout. We break out the black thigh swivels, 360, double joint knees. I like how they have these straps on these figures. It kind of gives like a Western type, old school Knights feel. And then we have the feet, do pivot down, up, a couple of little silver studs throughout the armor. Toe articulation up. You get the side-to-side rocker as you need. That's a lot of detail just for a simple Black Templars figure. There's a lot of detail done, I think, in my opinion, very tastefully, because you can definitely overdo a design, and I think it's done nice. The silver studs throughout really break up the black, so you're not just looking at a black piece of plastic. You can see on the back here they really go out. And when we have the up here we talked about, and then the little silver studs throughout. So it really helps the overall appearance. You look at it, it really pops. Even though there's not much at all. And we got a little brown there. Paint. So very cool figure. Very excited for this figure. Now it comes with a bunch of accessories. He comes with 2 different necklaces. Very soft. Plastic, rubberish feel. It's got a little chain, and we have this cross. Very nicely sculpted, so you can put it on over his head, no problem. Now I do know if you leave it like that, it's more flush to the chest, hangs down. But if you want to push it down around his neck, behind his head, like under his head there, it gives it that pop out look. So I don't know if heating it may help. But if you leave it kind of like that, if heating doesn't work, you can get that effect. Depending what you're looking for the overall aesthetics. His second one is he has this the double-headed bird. Same type of chain, same type of deal. I mean, before we take that one off, if you want to get crazy, you always have the option of giving him some bling. But I think I like the cross better for him, just because it fits his aesthetic a lot better. But that's me. But you have options, and options is great. There's that one, which is really, really cool. So take those off. That way they don't fall off when we're trying to do the other accessories. It's really cool. Now what's really amazing about this, and what caught my eye, not only the figure design, was his unique helmet is sculpted onto the head. He has this white, it's like a knight's helmet. It has this white cross across with the eyes in the cross done like a metallic red. There we go. I get it to focus. And then we have the silver studs down the middle. Little red tubes on the side. Silver. Then we have that laurel piece that's on his head. That's actually on his helmet too. So the silver there on the back. And you can see how on the back here, how you have this piece is actually on his head to where the helmet came off. I mean, we're missing that stud right there, but I guess it's an oversight on Joytoys. Let's see how hard this is to get off. Oh, not too bad. There's only one ball peg, so wow, that's tight. Okay, I'm going to have to do that behind the camera. And there you go with his helmet look. And you can see these chains do fit over the top of the helmet also. That looks very, very nice. And that comes with a pistol, which is pretty cool. It's done that red aesthetic. So it's a plasma pistol. Red and gunmetal. Blue here on the top. Shoulder barrel a little bit. Too much. Then it comes with this chain. They like to chain their weapons to their persons because you're not going to get these off these guys in battle and use against them. Nice flexible plastic. Be nice if it was real chain. I'm pretty sure we're going to see that as a one of those third-party companies that make these. I bet you you're going to see that probably eventually. You just have to take off the hand and then slide this over his wrist and pop on your chosen hand, which he has alternate hands. For the hands, they are relatively flexible, so that's a good thing. And then you see that the finger is in the trigger guard. What's hard is to get, you want that right there, but you want this piece on the base of this. It really is not a whole lot of space there. It kind of goes on. I'm not going to fight with it and make it a long video, but it's supposed to go onto the base, which well, in my opinion, it should have been maybe something need to be worked out there, maybe a tad bit more in a handle, you know, whatever, but you kind of get the idea. Next up, he does come with his power pack. You have these little vents cut in. Pretty cool. The silver stud design throughout. Got metal vents. Nice. Then we have this ribbon. It's very soft for flexibility. It's good. Actually, it feels like good quality. Just glued on. All kind of waterside decals, paint there. Bunch of symbols from the Black Templars. A little paint on the inside. So really adds to the detail. So we get this on his back. Good. A little stiff. Be careful with those pins, don't break them off. There we go. Nice figure. Wow, this is a nice figure. It's incredible looking already. Still got some more stuff to look at, guys. So a lot of accessories for this figure. So if you don't like that hand, it comes with some alternate hands. He has this other trigger finger hand here. He has this more just gripping hand type hand. And then he has two fist hands that if you want to go one-on-one with the Emperor's Champ, you can do that. Now he comes with one of the most important accessories, in my opinion. And what I'm talking about is this. You're asking yourself, why? Why is this important? Well, first of all, let's take a look at this. This is incredible. I love the sculpt on this. Gunmetal. This looks dark. Evil sword. This looks incredibly wicked. We have the print on it. Very nice. Both sides. Different print. Nice. Now what this is the black sword. You probably say, okay, why is that important? Well, for a collector of Warhammer, pieces. I always say Joytoy is notorious for giving you one-of-a-kind pieces. Now, the Black Templars chapter possesses only 10 of these black sacred weapons. So what has happened? We have 2 Emperor's Champions. What do we have? 2 different black swords. Can we get all 10 Joytoy? Wink, wink, I guess. Would you guys like to see all 10 of these black swords made? Does that mean we'll get 10 Black Templars Emperor's Champions? How would that be distributed? How would that be handled? That's up to Joytoy, but that would be very unique for Warhammer figure collectors, especially if you could get all 10 different one of these. Now I want to do a video comparison between the 2 Emperor's Champions, so look for that video and we'll talk more about it on the comparison of the swords. But this is probably the piece I was very much looking forward to on top of this amazing figure. Very, very cool. Not even in battle, they don't want to lose their weapons. So even their black sword, how sacred these are, they want to chain these bad boys up too. It's the same scenario with these guys. You got to get, which I'm not sure if they thought about this. Maybe this ring doesn't fit over that. That's definitely an issue. I don't think it's going to. Normally that would fit over the handle and then come down, and then you put this around the wrist. And obviously we chain up. But I think we've come to a problem for this chain piece at least. Yeah, unless I'm doing something wrong, but I am not going to ruin this. It's not going to stretch as far as you would like. Let's see, maybe we can switch up this. It can go up here maybe. And if that doesn't hinder his flexibility, holding the weapon, and that's not going to fit in there either. So that's not going to work. But that may be a fix for his pistol. There's really no instructions to this. You're kind of like figuring it out on your own. Yeah. So that leaves you open there for that. I'm not sure how that's going to work. And we'll have to look into that more in depth on your own time whenever you get your figure, and obviously whenever I, in my spare time, figure out what I'm going to do. And you can see he can hold that very nicely, even with that trigger finger hand. I haven't swapped out. And the chain look here, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll have to figure out some kind of wrap around it. I don't know. But I guess we found a flaw. And surprisingly, the last accessory just kind of falls off the box. We have a stand. I've seen this. I got some of the newer figures I got to do reviews for. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on those. I got a bunch of salamanders we're going to be taking a look at and some other figures. This popped out of the box. I've seen this with the new Army Builders. I did a review for the Space Wolves Intercessor Army Builder. He had it. And so this figure has it. So I'm not sure when officially they started adding these or how long they're going to last. So you don't need the stand. The figures stand perfectly by themselves. It got such big feet. Maybe the basic Marines kind of like this, but if you get into the bigger ones like the Aggressors and all those other ones like that, maybe like the Librarians that have the bigger, bulkier upper body, you may need these. So you could use these for your previous ones you got and is having issues with that. But for this guy, you can use it, or you can use it for something else. So, but it's nice to have it, a little extra for your money. Well, I hope you guys like this review. This is one of the figures I've very much been anticipated for. Pros, tons. I'll be here all day. I just love this figure myself, my personal preference. Cons is the chains is probably the biggest one. The fit, unless I'm doing something wrong. Other than that, I don't really have any other issues that I can think of top of my head. The chains are definitely the issue. My favorite part is that helmet is sculpted, the head sculpt, the sculpting in the pauldrons, all the accessories, and then obviously my absolute favorite accessory is the black sword, number 2. Let's get those 10 swords. That would be fantastic. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, comment, like the video, Check out my other videos, got awesome, great stuff, and we'll see you in our next review.